How do we use artificial intelligence in the pursuit of happiness? AI is an incredibly powerful tool, and it is the brains behind so many of the products we use, from social media to chatbots, and so many more. And that's going to continue to increase. And so the question we need to be asking is, how do we improve our relationship with AI to use it to live a better life and to help improve the world? My name is Evan Rapoport. I've worked in Silicon Valley for a long time as a product manager, and I've helped work on products that have reached billions of people. And I'm very proud to have worked with the top AI engineers in the world. I grew up in love with technology from when my dad built a computer when I was just 5. And I also loved nature. And I remember just going outdoors and playing in the rivers and streams and searching for salamanders and frogs. And as I got older, I wanted to combine those two loves. I wanted to use AI to help nature. And so I'm so proud of some projects that I started that have actually used AI to help work on ocean health and to even save some endangered species. And so it gives me a lot of sadness when I see what's happening right now with people using AI in addictive ways that's causing mental health challenges. And this is really true with young people. And I think this is one of the most important problems we're facing right now, and it is urgent and important. For me, I didn't learn about how to use AI in my life through sitting in an office or through on a screen. No, I learned about it in the middle of the Pacific Ocean when I was swimming with humpback whales. Several years ago, I was going through probably one of the worst stretches of my life. I was depressed, I was sad, I was stressed out, and I couldn't do anything to fix it. All of my strategies just weren't working. And so I tried something new. I asked the little inner child, what do you want to do? and I remember he said very quickly, I want to swim with whales. So a few months later, I found myself in Tonga, jumping off of a boat into the middle of the Pacific Ocean as 9 massive humpback whales barreled towards me. And as I swam down, I was just filled with that joy and that wonder that I had when I was a little kid. And all of my problems from back home just disappeared. But I had a new problem. 9 whales were swimming directly at me. Fortunately, they passed by without hitting me. And I remember they came so close I could have touched them. And one of them swam by, and I remember looking in his eye, and his eye turned. And he looked at me, and he looked right in my eyes, and it felt like he was gazing into my soul. I've never felt so connected to the universe as I did in that moment. I've never felt so alive. And I just thought, if only more people could feel this, maybe we could save the ocean. Maybe we could take better care of our planet. I realized I had tremendous privilege to be able to go swim with whales. But the lesson to take away is this. Before I went and asked my inner child for guidance, before I went out into the world and sought wisdom from nature, there was nothing that AI could have done to help me. I needed to experience it for myself. And I needed to experience it without distractions. You see, I want you to think of AI kind of like money. If you're distracted and unhappy without money, guess what? More money, it's just going to make you more of those things, maybe in a nicer car. And so it's really important that you figure out, what do you want? What brings you happiness and joy before you start using AI? So I say AI is like money because a few years ago, the things that you can do with AI today would have cost you millions of dollars or would have been impossible to do. And so it's really important that you remember that when you're giving AI control over your life, you're handing control to something that is apathetic to your happiness. It's not evil, it just has a different set of objectives. You see, AI is trained by companies to build products to serve their business models. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't give it too much control over your life. You see, there's 2 worlds competing for your attention right now. There's the natural world, filled with all of those wonders and the infinite joys and nature and family and community. And there's the digital world, that infinite flow of data flowing through the internet and apps and screens. And look, I love the digital world. But if you spend too much time in it, life starts to feel a little meaningless and a little hollow. Here's an example. It's really important that we get this alignment right in our relationship with AI. I love surfing. And so my AI and my social media apps, it knows that I love surfing because I've clicked like on countless photos and videos before. And so it will show me videos of surfing until my eyes bleed. But it will never tell me to put my phone down and to go surfing. You see, if AI were a real friend, my friend would say, hey, Evan, you've watched enough videos for today. The waves are great right now. Just go grab your surfboard and actually go out and go surfing. Why don't we have that? Well, we don't have that because when I'm out there on the water and my phone is sitting on shore, I'm not generating any data to feed the models. My phone doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm not clicking on anything. I'm not scrolling. And I can't tap on a wave to buy something. I wish. So if AI thinks that my real-world activities have no value because it can't monetize them, then we have a problem. And so this is what the challenge is we have a digital world that AI cares about, and that's where all of its data, or most of its data, is being trained on. But we know that our real happiness happens in the real world. When I came back from that trip swimming with whales, I wanted to go on many more trips, but I also realized that unless I found happiness in everyday experiences, then I was going to be doomed. And I needed to train my brain to find just as much joy and wonder and childhood, like just that awe you feel with the birds and the squirrels and the trees, and of course the raccoons in my own backyard. If I didn't do that, I was very worried that I would end up feeling bored and anxious. And that's the kind of thing that drives us to really unhealthy uses of social media and other bad habits in chase of that dopamine spike. So it's really important that we get this right. And what I learned from that experience was that I cannot replace my real-world experiences with AI. And from this, I derived what I believe is a very sacred calling. And that calling is that I need to help people get out into nature to experience its wonder and to find its wisdom. And through that, just maybe, we could improve this planet. So from that, I'd like to offer you 3 suggestions on how you can partner with AI to improve your life. The first is called the scenic route. On your phone, you have a Maps app, and it will take you from A to B, and it will give you the fastest route. That's what the AI is trained to do. But if you have a few extra minutes, I would love for you to just veer off and go by a park or the river. Even in the biggest cities, you can find these. And so if you ask the chatbot that you use to find you a scenic route, it will give you those directions. And when you get to your destination, you're going to feel happier and healthier, and yes, even more creative because you've spent time in nature. Remember, all we did in this situation was change the objective from speed to happiness. The next one I call the look up rule. This is for those times where you're doom scrolling, we all do it, and you're tapping like without really thinking about it. And we need to change that trigger. And so what you're going to do is when you tap down to like something, you're going to look up and you're going to like something in the real world. You could all do it with me. Tap down, look up. And now I'm going to use one of my senses to like something, really like it. Ah, that light over there, the sound of the traffic, the smell of my coffee. I'm going to just really like that. And when I do it, it's going to break this digital trance that I was in. And it's going to remind me that my screen is really only there to inspire me to get out into the real world and live my best life. The last rule I call the AI nature nudge. So most modern chatbots have a feature called memory. And with memory, you simply tell it, I would like you to remember this for all of our future conversations. So with the AI Nature Nudge, what I have told my AI assistant is, I want to prioritize getting outdoors into the real world, living a healthier life, and please give me some feedback that's constructive, not just kissing my you-know-what all the time. So this became really important for me very recently when I was stand-up paddling in the Pacific Ocean. I got to the beach, I jumped off my board, and I landed directly on a stingray. And as I ran onto the beach in extreme pain, my foot bleeding all over the sand, turning the beach red, I grabbed my phone. And because I am such a nature geek, I was like, what species is it that bit me? I didn't know it was a stingray yet. And my phone gave me a bunch of suggestions in the chatbot. And then it said, hey, remember how you wanted some real-world constructive feedback? Well, you've got an open wound on your foot from the ocean. It really is going to get infected if you don't get this treated. And the species that bit you is kind of irrelevant. So would you like directions to the nearest urgent care? This is what the chatbot said to me, thanks to the AI Nature Nudge. An hour later, I was in urgent care, and the doctor there told me that, yes, it was a stingray, and the barb had gone all the way through my toe. And the pain that I felt was actually poison seeping into my body. And I'm glad I went sooner, because it could have gotten way worse. And more importantly, it could have kept me out of the ocean a lot longer, which of course was, my goal, get back in the ocean. It is extremely important and urgent right now that we all figure out how to use AI together to live our best lives and to help the planet. I believe that tech companies are going to be starting to use AI in ways that will optimize for our real lives and not just for our digital lives. But it is up to you, because remember, AI is like money. No matter how good it gets, unless you know what you want, it's not going to help you. So what I encourage you to do, like 99.99% of humans for all time, is to go out into nature to seek real wisdom, to talk to your elders to receive their wisdom. And then, and only then, you can use AI to help you, to brainstorm, to help execute. It is never a substitute for true, genuine, hard-earned wisdom. So please, choose nature, choose human connection, and then put AI to work for you. Thank you.